Over 60, 4 dangerous vitamins. You should never take in 4, you should take daily. Senior health tips. https www.youtube.com watch VURIGWHENI 440. Did you know that the very vitamins you're taking every morning might be the reason you're feeling more tired, more confused, and even more at risk of a heart attack or stroke? I know that sounds hard to believe after all we've all been taught that vitamins are good for us, especially as we get older. But here's the shocking truth. Once you're over 65, your body changes, and what once helped you might actually start hurting you. A major study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that seniors who take the wrong vitamins can have up to a 40% higher risk of early death. That's not clickbait, that's real clinical data. And here's where it gets even more worrying. One vitamin on this list has been linked to brain shrinkage. Another can triple your risk of stroke and nerve damage even at normal doses, and it's likely in your multivitamin right now. And most people think these symptoms, fatigue, dizziness, memory problems, are just part of getting older. But often it's vitamin overload slowly poisoning your cells. But don't panic, because in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 4 vitamins you should absolutely avoid after 65, and the 4 you should take every day to protect your heart, your brain, and your energy. You might be wondering, how do I know which ones are safe? That's why I'm here. With over a decade of experience working with seniors just like you, I've seen how making the right vitamin choices can transform health, energy, and even longevity. Stay with me until the very end because vitamin number 1 could lower your risk of dying from any cause by up to 36% according to a major European study. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments below where you're watching from and whether you're currently taking any vitamins. I read every single comment and your story might help someone else. All right, let's get started. Let's tackle the first vitamin on our danger list, a vitamin that might sound harmless, but can quietly build up in your liver and cause serious problems for your heart. Vitamin number 4 is up next, and you might be taking it every single day. Let's start with a vitamin that might surprise you, vitamin A, specifically in the form of retinol. Now, vitamin A sounds like a health hero, right? It's essential for vision, immune support, and even healthy skin. And that's all true, but here's the hidden danger for people over 65. Too much vitamin A in the form of retinol can quietly build up in your body and cause serious damage. Here's why vitamin A is fat-soluble. Unlike vitamin C or the B vitamins, which your body flushes out in urine, vitamin A gets stored in your liver and fatty tissues. And as you age, your liver slows down and your body's fat stores change. That means the vitamin A you took last month or even last year could still be inside you, building up to toxic levels. Symptoms of vitamin A toxicity are often mistaken for normal aging. Dry skin, dizziness, blurred vision, and even joint pain. But underneath that excess vitamin A is quietly damaging your cells. A 2022 review from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that excess retinol intake in older adults was linked to a 25% higher risk of atrial fibrillation. That's an irregular heartbeat that can lead to stroke or heart failure. Let me tell you about Mary, 68, who thought she was being proactive by taking a daily multivitamin that contained retinol. "I just wanted to keep my skin healthy," she said. But over time, she noticed her vision was getting blurry and her joints ached more than usual. Her doctor ran some tests and found high levels of vitamin A stored in her liver. "I thought I was just getting older," she told me, "but it was the vitamin I thought was helping me." So what should you do? Check your labels. If your multivitamin or supplement lists retinol or retinol palmitate, be cautious, especially if the dose is over 700 micrograms per day for women or 900 for men. Choose food sources instead. Foods like sweet potatoes, carrots, spinach, and eggs contain beta-carotene, a safer form of vitamin A that your body only converts as needed, so you can't overdose. Skip high-dose retinol unless prescribed by a doctor. If vitamin A can quietly damage your heart, what about the next vitamin 1 that's even more common in senior supplements and can silently overload your organs? In the next section, we'll reveal vitamin number 3, iron, and why it might be the biggest hidden threat for seniors. Let's move on to a vitamin that's often seen as a cure-all for fatigue, but for seniors, iron supplements can quietly turn into a ticking time bomb. Iron is essential for making red blood cells, and many people think of it as a quick fix for tiredness or brittle nails. But here's the hidden danger: after the age of 65, your body stops losing iron the way it used to, and that extra iron can start building up where it doesn't belong. Unlike water-soluble vitamins that your body flushes out, daily iron is stored in organs like the liver, heart, and pancreas. Over time, too much iron can cause oxidative stress, a condition where unstable molecules damage your cells, inflame tissues, and age your organs from the inside out. A 2021 study in the Journal of Gerontology found that older adults with high iron levels had a significantly increased risk of Alzheimer's, heart disease, and certain cancers. That's a huge price to pay for a vitamin you might not even need. Let me tell you about Tom, 72, who started taking an iron supplement to fight his fatigue. I figured I was older, so maybe I was anemic, he said. But over time, his doctor noticed his liver enzymes creeping up and his cholesterol levels rising. After some tests, they discovered iron overload, a condition that had quietly been damaging his liver for years. Tom told me I thought it was helping me, but it was actually hurting me. Here's the truth: unless you've been diagnosed with iron deficiency confirmed by blood tests like serum ferritin or transferrin saturation, you probably don't need extra iron. Men over 50 and women after menopause usually stop losing iron through blood loss. And if you eat a balanced diet with meats, leafy greens, beans, or fortified cereals, you're likely getting all the iron you need naturally. What can you do? Check your multivitamin. If it has iron, consider switching to an iron-free formula, especially for seniors. Ask your doctor to test your iron levels before starting any supplement. If your levels are high, you may need to cut back on red meat and stop iron supplements entirely. If iron can overload your organs, what about a vitamin that's supposed to protect your bones, but might actually stiffen your arteries? Stay with me, because up next is vitamin number 2, calcium, and the shocking truth every senior should know. Most people think of calcium as the key to strong bones, and that's true to a point. But after 65, calcium supplements can quietly cause more harm than good. Here's why. As we age, our bodies change. In younger adults, bones absorb calcium easily, thanks to hormones and growth factors. But after 65, especially in postmenopausal women and older men, bone absorption slows down dramatically. That means the calcium you swallow as a supplement doesn't just vanish. Instead, it can build up in places it shouldn't, like your arteries. A major study published in the British Medical Journal found that seniors taking calcium supplements had a 20–30% higher risk of heart attacks and strokes compared to those who got their calcium from food. Here's what happens. When you take calcium in pill form, especially without proper balance of vitamin D3 and vitamin K2, your body can't direct that calcium into your bones effectively. Instead, it can end up in your soft tissues like your joints and arteries, where it hardens and causes blockages. That's a recipe for artery calcification, high blood pressure, and increased stroke risk. Let me tell you about Betty, 75. She took calcium supplements every day because she wanted to keep her bones strong. But at her annual checkup, her doctor noticed her cholesterol and blood pressure were climbing, and her calcium levels were too high. Further tests revealed early signs of artery calcification. "I thought I was helping myself," Betty told me, "but I was actually making things worse." So what should you do instead? Get calcium from food whenever possible. Foods like leafy greens, sardines with bones, yogurt, almonds, and chia seeds contain calcium in forms your body can absorb and use more effectively. If you do need a supplement, make sure it's combined with vitamin D3 and vitamin K2, which help direct calcium into your bones instead of your arteries. Avoid standalone high-dose calcium supplements unless specifically prescribed by your doctor. If calcium can stiffen your arteries, wait until you hear about the next vitamin I, vitamin you might be taking daily for energy or nerve support that could actually damage your nervous system. Stay with me, because up next is vitamin number 1, vitamin B6 in high doses, and what every senior needs to know about it. Here's a vitamin that surprises almost everyone: vitamin B6. It's often recommended for energy, nerve health, and even to fight brain fog. But here's the truth: after 65, high doses of B6 can quietly damage your nervous system. Most people assume that because vitamin B6 is water-soluble, it's safe to take in any amount. But B6 is different. Unlike vitamin C, which flushes out easily, B6 can build up in your nerve tissue over time, especially when taken in large doses. And that's where the problems begin. A 2021 review in the Journal of Clinical Neurology found that seniors who took high doses of vitamin B6, often over 50 milligrams per day, developed symptoms like tingling, numbness, burning feet, balance problems, and even muscle weakness. Many seniors think these are just signs of aging, but in reality, they can be signs of vitamin B6 toxicity. Let me tell you about George 77. George had been taking a popular nerve support supplement every morning. It helped with my energy, he said. But over time, he noticed his hands felt numb and he started losing his balance. His doctor ran some tests and found that George's B6 levels were more than double the safe limit. I thought it was helping, he said. I didn't know it could hurt me. Here's what you need to know. The safe upper limit for B6 is 100 milligrams per day, but many energy and nerve formulas contain 250% or more of that in a single dose. Research shows that even 50 milligrams per day over long periods can be too much for older adults. Seniors are especially vulnerable because their metabolism and liver function slow down with age, making it harder to clear excess B6. So what's the safer choice? Get your B6 from food first. Chickpeas, tuna, turkey, bananas, and fortified cereals all contain B6 in amounts your body can handle. If you take a multivitamin or nerve support supplement, check the label. Anything over 5 to 10 millimoles per serving might be too much, especially if you're also eating fortified foods. Talk to your doctor before starting any high-dose B6 supplement. Now that you know the 4 dangerous vitamins to avoid, let's shift gears to the 4 essential vitamins every senior should take daily to protect your heart, brain, and energy levels. Stay with me because up next is vitamin number 4, magnesium, and why it's one of the most important nutrients for your aging body. After learning about the 4 vitamins you should avoid, let's shift gears and talk about the nutrients that can actually support your health and longevity, starting with magnesium. Magnesium is often called the master mineral because it's involved in over 300 enzyme systems in your body. It keeps your heart rhythm steady, supports nerve and muscle function, stabilizes blood sugar, and even helps regulate blood pressure. But here's the challenge: by the time you're over 65, your body's magnesium stores have likely dropped significantly. Why does this happen? As we age, our absorption of magnesium decreases while our kidneys waste more of it. On top of that, many seniors take medications like diuretics, acid blockers, and blood pressure pills that further deplete magnesium levels. The result, symptoms that often get chalked up to just getting old, like fatigue, muscle cramps, poor sleep, anxiety, and even irregular heartbeats. A 2020 study published in Nutrients found that seniors with low magnesium levels had a 50% higher risk of developing atrial fibrillation, a dangerous irregular heartbeat that can lead to strokes. Let me tell you about Linda, 70, who started experiencing frequent leg cramps and restless sleep. She thought it was just part of aging until her doctor suggested checking her magnesium. Sure enough, her levels were low. After adding a magnesium glycinate supplement, Linda reported better sleep, fewer cramps, and even steadier energy throughout the day. I didn't realize it could make such a difference, she told me. So how do you make sure you're getting enough magnesium? Choose the right form. Magnesium oxide is cheap but poorly absorbed and often causes digestive issues. Look for magnesium glycinate, magnesium citrate, or magnesium malate. Instead, these forms are gentler on the stomach and better absorbed by aging bodies. Aim for 250 to 400 milligrams per day, depending on your diet and health status. You can also boost magnesium naturally with foods like leafy greens, avocados, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and black beans. Magnesium is a game changer for seniors. Don't let your levels slip. And speaking of essential vitamins, next up is one that's actually a hormone and one that could dramatically improve your immune system, your mood, and even your risk of infection. Stay with me because up next is vitamin number 3, vitamin D3, and why it's one of the most important vitamins you need after 65. When most people think about vitamin D, they think about strong bones. But here's the truth: vitamin D3 is actually a hormone that supports almost every system in your body, including your immune system, brain function, and heart health. After 65, your skin's ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight drops by more than half. That means even if you spend time outside, you might not be making enough. And the consequences can be serious: fatigue and muscle weakness, poor immunity leading to more colds, flus, and even pneumonia, higher risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. A 2020 review published in the British Medical Journal found that seniors with low vitamin D levels had a 50% higher risk of respiratory infections and a 30% higher risk of death from all causes. That's huge. Let's talk about Frank, 79. Frank used to be active but started feeling tired, catching colds more often, and even noticed his balance getting worse. His doctor checked his vitamin D levels and they were well below normal. After starting a daily vitamin D3 supplement, Frank's energy returned and he felt stronger on his feet. I didn't realize it could help so many things, he told me. So how much do you need? The recommended daily intake is 600, 800 IU from food and sunlight, but most seniors need 1,000 to certain IU daily to maintain healthy levels. If your levels are already low, and many seniors or your doctor might recommend even higher doses temporarily, always choose vitamin D3, cholecalciferol. Not D2, D3 is better absorbed and more effective at raising blood levels. Pro tip: take vitamin D3 with a meal that contains fat like eggs, avocado, or nuts to help your body absorb it more efficiently. Vitamin D3 isn't just about bones, it's about your heart, your immune system, and your energy levels. And speaking of energy, the next vitamin is a quiet powerhouse that supports your red blood cells, your nerves, and your brain, and yet many seniors are quietly deficient. Stay with me because up next is vitamin number 2, vitamin B12, and why it could be the key to feeling sharper and stronger in your golden years. Vitamin B12 is one of those nutrients that doesn't get enough attention, yet it's absolutely essential for nerve health, red blood cell formation, and clear thinking. After 65, however, a silent epidemic is happening: B12 deficiency. Here's why. As we age, our stomach's acid production naturally declines. That acid is essential for freeing vitamin B12 from food. Without it, even if you're eating meat, eggs, or dairy, your body struggles to absorb this crucial vitamin. Add in common medications like antacids or metformin, and your B12 levels can plummet. The result? A slow, creeping set of symptoms that many seniors mistake for normal aging: tiredness and fatigue, memory problems and confusion, numbness or tingling in the hands and feet, difficulty walking or balancing. A 2019 study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that B12 deficiency is linked to a 40% higher risk of falls and balance issues in seniors. Let's talk about Ellen, 72, who started feeling weaker and more forgetful. She chalked it up to getting older. But after a simple blood test, her doctor found low B12 levels. With a daily B12 supplement, Ellen felt her energy and memory improve within weeks. I feel like I have my spark back, she said. So how do you make sure you're getting enough? Don't rely on food alone. After 60, food-based B12 absorption drops significantly. Choose methylcobalamin or cyanocobalamin forms that your body can absorb directly. The ideal daily dose for seniors is 500 to 1,000 micrograms per day, safe even at higher doses because B12 is water-soluble and any excess is flushed out. Pro tip: sublingual under-the-tongue tablets or lozenges can be absorbed even if your stomach acid is low, giving you a better shot at getting what you need. Don't let low B12 steal your energy balance or memory. And speaking of essentials for your heart, brain, and energy, the last vitamin on our list isn't really a vitamin at all, but it's so important for seniors that it deserves the number 1 spot. Stay tuned because up next is vitamin number 1, omega-3, fatty acids, EPA, DHA, and why they might just be the most powerful vitamin you can take after 65. When it comes to protecting your heart, brain, and overall health after 65, there's one essential nutrient that stands out above the rest: omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. Technically, omega-3s aren't vitamins, they're essential fats, but they're so critical for seniors that they deserve the top spot on this list. Here's why. A massive 2021 study from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed more than 42,000 adults over 60. The results were incredible. Those with the highest levels of omega-3s had a 36% lower risk of death from all causes. That's not just about heart health, it's about living longer and stronger. Omega-3s work by reducing inflammation throughout the body, which protects your heart and joints, supporting brain health, helping prevent memory loss and cognitive decline, improving blood vessel flexibility, which lowers blood pressure and reduces the risk of stroke. And yet over 68% of Americans over 60 are deficient in omega-3s simply because they don't eat enough fatty fish or take proper supplements. Let's talk about Paul, 80. Paul had always considered himself healthy, but he started feeling stiff and forgetful. After a routine check, his doctor found low omega-3 levels. Paul added a daily fish oil supplement, and within a few weeks he noticed better memory, less joint pain, and even improved energy. I feel like I'm myself again, he said. Here's how you can make sure you're getting enough omega-3s. Eat fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel at least twice a week. Choose a high-quality fish oil supplement that contains at least 1,000 millimoles of combined EPA and DHA per day. If you have heart disease or chronic inflammation, your doctor may recommend 2,000 millimoles or more per day. Make sure the supplement is purity tested, free of heavy metals, and preferably in triglyceride form for better absorption. If you're vegetarian or allergic to fish, consider an algae-based omega-3 supplement that provides DHA. Omega-3s aren't just about living longer. They help you live better, sharper, and more vibrant. Now that we've covered the 4 dangerous vitamins to avoid and the 4 essential vitamins every senior should take, let's bring it all together. Stay with me because next is the conclusion, where I'll show you how to put all this information into action for a healthier, happier life. Congratulations, you've just taken a huge step towards understanding how to truly take care of your health after 65. We've covered the 4 vitamins to avoid vitamin A, retinol, iron, calcium, and high-dose B6, and the 4 essential vitamins to embrace daily magnesium, vitamin D3, B12, and omega-3s. The biggest lesson: it's not about taking more pills, it's about taking the right ones in the right form at the right dose for your unique needs as a senior. Remember, as we age, our bodies change. Our liver slows down, making it harder to process fat-soluble vitamins. Our kidneys can't flush out excesses as easily. Our stomach acid decreases, making absorption trickier. That means what once helped us might now quietly harm us. But the good news is that by staying informed and choosing wisely, you can protect your heart, your brain, your energy, and your independence. Take Paul's story, for example. After learning about omega-3s, he made a small change, adding fish oil to his daily routine, and noticed sharper thinking, steadier moods, and even more energy. I didn't think it would do that much, he said, but I feel like I got a piece of my life back. So here's your action plan. Review your supplements and check labels carefully. Ditch the dangerous doses and forms. Focus on food first, real whole foods that naturally provide vitamins and minerals. When you do need a supplement, pick the right type and dose, no more guesswork. And always talk to your doctor before making big changes, especially if you're on medication or managing a health condition.